Imagine the sheer relief and the complex emotions of families finally welcoming home loved ones held captive for over 2 years. That's the heart of the story unfolding in the Middle East, where a fragile peace deal in Gaza has begun to bear fruit with the release of Israeli hostages. But here's where it gets controversial. How do we weigh the human cost of these exchanges against the pursuit of lasting peace? Let's dive deeper into this pivotal moment, breaking it down step by step so everyone can follow along, even if you're new to the region's conflicts. Hamas, the militant group controlling parts of Gaza, freed 7 Israeli hostages early Monday morning as a crucial step in the Gaza peace agreement. This landmark deal was facilitated by the administration of President Donald Trump, marking a significant diplomatic push to resolve the long-standing hostilities. To put this in perspective, these hostages, predominantly ordinary civilians, had endured more than 2 years of imprisonment in Gaza, a situation that had become a major sticking point for both Israel and the United States in their push to end the war. And this is the part most people miss. The timing couldn't have been more symbolic. The hostage release kicked off just before President Trump touched down in Israel as part of a broader Middle East tour designed to solidify his vision for peace in Gaza. This wasn't just a logistical win. It was a high-stakes political maneuver aimed at demonstrating progress on the ground. What drove the headlines today was the agreement's strict schedule. Hamas was required to release all 20 surviving hostages by noon local time. The process began with the first batch of 7 being handed over shortly after 8 a.m. local time. From there, Hamas transferred them to the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, a neutral humanitarian organization, which then ensured their safe passage to Israeli forces stationed within Gaza. The remaining 13 hostages are slated to be freed at 10 a.m. local time, following the same careful protocol. Once released, the hostages won't head straight home. They'll be escorted to a military base just outside the Gaza Strip for initial reunions with their families. From there, they'll be transported to hospitals in Israel for essential medical care. This step is vital because these individuals have spent the vast majority of their captivity in underground tunnels, surviving on meager rations of food and water. With virtually no access to medical attention for injuries sustained during Hamas's brutal October 7, 2023 attacks. For context, that day saw Hamas launch surprise assaults on Israel, resulting in widespread violence and the abduction of hundreds. Israeli officials are bracing for the possibility that many of the released hostages could be in serious health decline, underscoring the urgent need for comprehensive evaluations. Zooming in a bit further, the deal isn't limited to living hostages. Hamas is also obligated to locate and retrieve the remains of 28 deceased hostages, including 2 American nationals, Itai Chen and Omer Nutra. During negotiations, Hamas representatives admitted that pinpointing the exact locations of all these bodies is challenging. In some cases, they explained that the militants originally guarding the hostages were killed in the ensuing chaos, or the remains ended up buried beneath the rubble of Gaza's destroyed infrastructure, a common aftermath of intense conflict zones. To address this grim aspect, the peace agreement has established a multinational task force. This collaborative effort will involve sharing intelligence on potential sites where the deceased hostages might be found, followed by coordinated search operations within Gaza. It's a reminder of how even in peace talks, the echoes of tragedy demand meticulous attention. But here's the controversial twist that often sparks heated debates. In exchange for freeing the hostages, Israel has agreed to release 250 Palestinian prisoners currently serving life sentences in Israeli jails, though notably, this excludes all but 24 of the total Palestinian lifers. On top of that, Israel will let go 1,700 Palestinians who were detained by Israeli defense forces in Gaza following the October 7 attacks. However, Israel drew firm lines in the sand, refusing to free any Hamas fighters directly involved in those initial assaults, or a handful of high-profile prisoners viewed as symbolic figures, such as Hamas military leader Ibrahim Hamed and Marwan Barghouti, the former Fatah leader in the West Bank. This selective approach raises big questions. Is this a pragmatic path to peace? Or does it risk emboldening future conflicts by leaving key grievances unaddressed? For more context, here's some related coverage from Axios. Trump declares Gaza war over. https://www.axios.com. Trump Gaza war Israel hostages release ceasefire. Trump plans leader summit on Gaza during Egypt visit. https://www.axios.com/Egypt world leaders. Trump to Axios. Gaza deal might be my biggest accomplishment. Axios. www.axios.com/2025-1013 Trump Israel Gaza war hostages ceasefire biggest deal. Go deeper. Do you think this Gaza peace deal represents a true breakthrough? Or is it just a temporary band-aid on deeper wounds? Does releasing Palestinian prisoners in exchange for hostages feel like justice served? Or does it complicate the quest for accountability? Perhaps some see it as a necessary compromise in a region rife with historical grudges. Counterpoint. Others might argue it rewards terrorism without full concessions. What are your thoughts? Jump into the comments and share your perspective. We'd love to hear differing views.